You need to have a clear understanding of your potential social media audience so you can plan and film your videos with those people in mind. I'm sure you already know that your target audience is just not everybody. Well, unless of course you're Google. You need to define and to identify your niche so you can make the most of it. And you need to avoid being drowned out by that vast amount of information being blasted over the internet. And obviously, it's better to blast at people that are interested in your subject rather than waste the effort on blasting it at people who are only just a little bit curious. And how do you find out who is your target audience? You need to narrow it down for your industry. And here are some initial questions to try and answer. And these first ones you need to know. Are they mainly male or female? Do they shop online or prefer to see, touch the product before they buy? And what form of media does your target audience rely on for information? How old are they? And where do they live? And these secondary questions. What's their education level? What do they do for a living? What income level do they have? What's their marital status? Who makes the buying decisions? Do they have children? How old are the children? Are there common interests? What motivates them to purchase? How often do they purchase a product? How long does it take them to make a buying decision? And how far do they travel to make a purchase? And what other products do they buy? Are you selling B2B or B2C? That's business to business or business to customer. Try to relate those questions to your industry and then put them into these categories. Where are they? Which media channels do they use? What are their buying habits? In what way will your video motivate them to buy? It sounds complicated at this stage, but don't get too specific. I know I said narrow it down, but just as an archery target has a bullseye, you can still get a score if you hit one of the outer rings. So think of your target market in the same way. And of course, there are overlaps. And as an example, let's say you're a small company making handmade soaps. You'll want to appeal to the woman who can afford your products and who live in an area where you can deliver. These are the bullseye. But men buying birthday gifts for their loved ones shouldn't be discounted. You'll know, or you'll think you'll know, some of the answers to these questions. Write down those answers and then ask friends and family what they think. Once you've narrowed it down, then look at the specifics of these categories. People of different ages act in different ways. But remember that the person you're targeting may not use your product or service. It's obvious when you look at the target for baby products, it's most likely the parents. But not all target audiences are that obvious. Think outside the square. If you're selling business to business, look at the age of your CEOs and those that buy in those companies. You need to design your promotional videos to appeal to that age range. As a small business, you won't be targeting right around the world. Or will you? Sure, if you're that handmade soap company, it's unlikely. But take my company into account. I can sell my training services worldwide. Well, not completely, but you get the point. So your question should be, where can I deliver my product or service? And how far without blowing out the costs to be uncompetitive? The personality of your targets should be considered in all your videos. Think about what's valuable to that customer and what isn't. How do they spend their non-working time? What are their personal concerns? So if you see your target audience caring about social responsibility, you need to show your ethics and your concerns about global warming, for instance. There are as many target audiences as there are companies. That's because each company has a slightly different persona. Well, it should do. It's very hard to sell against exactly the same brand or specification unless you take into account the backup service that's different and the people themselves that appeal differently. And this is where many companies try to just compete on the best price without considering how they can offer better benefits than just the specifications. Once you feel you've identified what you think is your target audience, these are the things you should build into your script for your video. And click the eye above for the scripting tutorial. But before you jump in, keep evaluating that potential target audience, because it can change and most likely will. A big lesson is to keep moving. Don't get bogged down with the "I'm not sure" scenario. It's better to make a decision and get started than it is to be too hesitant. Don't overanalyze. Be positive about the outcome. Learn from your mistakes. Trust your instincts. And most importantly, be confident. Existing customers are by definition in your target audience. So use them as a persona for you to put a face to the person you're aiming your video at. Keep that image of that person as you're preparing your script and as you're recording the video. Talking to that persona image is most important for your videos to keep your target customers coming back to you as followers of your brand. There are many analytical tools available on YouTube, and here's a list: vidIQ, Neil Patel, and don't forget about Google's own keyword research tools. There will be many others. I'll look at these in much more detail in the Set Up a YouTube Channel tutorial. Click the eye above. These analytic platforms give you in-depth detail on who is visiting your channel or your website, because knowing the details about the people who are spending the most time on your website and social channels will help you understand your target audience much better. And talking about websites, this video has an enormous amount of content, so I put the script for the whole video as a blog on my website so you can refer back to it. And the final thought: a target audience is where the message in your videos reaches the right customers. Once you're talking to your target audience, you need to make sure your video's message is directing them to your website's homepage. Because think of your website as your shop, whether it's got e-commerce or not. And just as you want to have your physical shop look attractive and inviting, you need to do the same for your web page. The next tutorial will use the knowledge you've just gained about knowing your target audience to fashion the all-important video script. And I'm here to help, so if you need assistance on a specific topic, I offer free support via email, and that's for urgent issues that you're confronted with. Click the eye above for the link to my free support site. Otherwise, let me know in the comments below about topics that you struggle with, and I'd be happy to produce a YouTube video to help you solve those issues. And don't forget, I'm also available for one-on-one internet training. Group and one-on-one training courses are shown on my website. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, and press the bell.